So then he says, hey, I see that you're interested in ping pong, and I really want to help you. So I want to pay for you to go to Germany. And I was like, what? Now the only thing I knew about Germany was Hitler. So I was like, this is just getting worse and worse as it goes along. Germany, and but still, I was always a person that I jumped on opportunity. Right, didn't matter if it was good or bad. If it was opportunity, I'm taking it. Right, because I never know where it's
different.
Go. Yeah,
Uncharted
it's different.
territory, scary.
Germany, it's a different country.
Yeah.
Like, whoa, it's crazy.
And you were how old?
At the time, I was. Let me see when he said the Germany is 14, 16, 18.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was like, whoa, man, really? So, yeah, man, the dude made it happen. He had a connection, and I didn't know any of this. I didn't know he had a connection to all this stuff. He never told me any of this stuff. And so he had a connection with a sports school in Germany, in Hanover. The town's called Hanover. And in that school is where all the top athletes of different sports live, right? So their curriculum is mostly their sport, and then the academics is secondary. So this is like the top level. So I went there, and I lived with these kids for like 2 months, and learned ping pong, and that's how I started.
That's really fucking cool. How they make the people that are really good at their sports
Yeah.
the primary thing.
Primary thing.
And academic secondary.
Yeah.
When in America, they pretend like it's the other way around.
Exactly.
They pretend here like academics comes first, but really.
Well, we know the real deal.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, but.
Which is stupid that we do that.
It's crazy. It's crazy because, like, you know, like all these kids, they're like the top in their city. Whether it was table tennis or tennis or soccer, they were the top in their city. So they all go to this school. They all live together in this school. They all practice their sports. They all eat together. You know, it was really interesting.
What kind of different sports were there?
So if I remember correctly, there was table tennis. I think there was basketball. There was football, soccer, soccer, and I think there was something else I can't remember. Oh, I think there was like a handball, but not the handball on the wall. There's a different kind of handball that you throw into the net. So it's called handball, and it's a mixture between, I don't even know how to explain it. It's a mixture between, I don't know, basketball and dodgeball. I don't know. It's a really, I played it once, but it's a really fun sport. So so there's a net on both sides. So picture like a net, a soccer net, but not as big as a soccer net.
Okay.
Much smaller, right? And you hold the ball.
What's the ball? How big is the ball? Like a basketball?
Like a volleyball.
Like a volleyball, okay.
And so you run around, you pass it, and then there are lines that you can't pass.
Yeah.
And you have to throw the ball into the net. It's called handball. It's a European sport, but it's pretty cool. So, and they had that sport. So all these kids would come, and you know, we all lived together, and yeah, it was pretty crazy.
So how long were you at the school for?
So I was 2 months there, and then I went from there. I went another month to a different part of Germany to play with some pros, because
this is way before you did any kind of competition, right?
Yeah, it's before competition.
Okay.
This is just my learning.
Right.
And then I played with some pros, and the reason I played with the pros was because a year before, or maybe not a year, maybe about a year before, I went to go see a competition to see what it looked like. And
where at?
It was in, where was this competition? I think it was U.S. Open, and it might have been in Las Vegas.
Okay.
Maybe. No, maybe because of the guy. So the guy who helped me. So he took me to see a competition, and there was players there who were like the best in the world, and they would say, "Oh, that guy is Waldner. He's the #1 player in the world." And so like, I frankly didn't care who these guys were. I just wanted, I'd go up to them and talk to them, be like, "Yo, I heard you're #1."
Yeah.
All right. And they'll look at me like I'm stupid. They're like, "Yeah."
That's a rare a trait that a lot of New Yorkers have.
Yeah.
They can talk to anybody.
Talk to anybody. I go, "Yeah, you're #1." He's like, "Yeah." So I met some people there, and they always said, if you're ever in Germany and you want to play, you should let us know. So it just worked out. Like, holy shit, I'm in fucking Germany. I know some people, so I contacted a friend, and I was like, yeah, I'm in Germany, in Hanover. And he was like, oh, you should come to Frankfurt. And I really had no more money left. Like, it was crazy. And I did. I went there. I went to Frankfurt and hung out with a friend who plays professional. He played the German national team. And then then he brought me to a smaller city, which is called Grenzau. Actually, this town, most Germans don't even know this town. That's how small it is. It's really small.
What's it called?
It's called Grenzau.
Grenzau.
So the town everyone would know is called Koblenz. Koblenz is a big city. Everyone knows that. If you go up in the city, if you go up into the mountains, there's another town called Hergenshausen. Hergenshausen is a smaller town. Then if you go within that town, it's another town called Grenzau. And it's a very, very, very small town. It's actually a table tennis town, which is crazy. Everyone who lives there either plays, loves, or likes table tennis.
Wow.
Yeah, everyone. So it was really cool for me to play there because...
What's it called? What's that little town?
It's called Grenzau.
Grenzau. Like
Yeah,
Grensal.
No, I think Grensau.
SAU. Grenzau.
And,
Okay.
And it's a very interesting place because everyone there knows table tennis.
Yeah.
So for me, it was really cool being a black dude from America who's going to practice with this team because everyone knew already. Everyone knew, oh, there's a black guy coming from America.
Was that super rare for them?
Yeah.
There's how many other black table tennis players did you meet?
There none. At this time, zero.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's very rare for them too because this team was the best team in the world. So for example, like how can you say, okay, let's take soccer. Like soccer, for example, is the best team in table tennis, as was Brazil to soccer. So they played Champions League. This team never lost. Right. So the fact that some American black guy was coming to practice, everybody was like, "Who is this dude? Like, is he good?" Right? And I sucked. I wasn't even good. So I went there to practice, and that's why I spent the rest of my time in Germany. Really had zero money. Like friends helped me out because the guys thing already ended. Right. So this was something now that was pretty much on my own. Oh. Yeah, because that thing was already paid for. It was for a certain amount of time. Mm-hmm. And this was now me on my own.
So instead of coming back to
States, yeah.
You just decided to...
I decided to go to Grenzau. to go live
How
in
did
the
you hear
woods.
about Grenzau?
Oh, because remember I told you that from the U.S. Open, the guy that I met said, he said that if I'm in Germany. So I met him, and he brought me there. And it was cool. It was crazy, man, because it was like the best players in the fucking world were on one team, and it was nuts. I would watch them practice, and they would play with me a little bit. Of course, I wasn't that level, right. But the coach's son was good, and I played a lot with the coach's son. He also trained with the team. Okay. He was an alternate for the team, so I played with him a lot.
Okay,
because he was the closest one to what my level was after training at that school.
Right.
Because the other guys were top players in the world. So of course I'm not that level. But they would still play with me, because for them it was interesting. Mm-hmm. Some black American kid, practicing with them, and they're the best of the best of the best. Yeah. So I stayed there for about another month, and then I came back to America.